Alexa off. Good morning, everyone. I'm a little early and a little croaky, and I don't know why the croaky. I know why the a little early. That's because I'm just a little early. Let me just check that things are doing what they're meant to do. Tum-ti-tum, tum-ti-tum-ti-tum. Yay! Things are doing what they're meant to do. Hurrah, hurrah. So while I'm waiting for everyone to join, let me go through a little bit of housekeeping. My name is Liz. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. I'm from, well, my company. I trade as Old Stables Crafts. So this is a live video on YouTube. If some of you will have live in the bottom right hand corner, not everybody. Don't know why that is. However, if you are joining live, and this is 11 o'clock on Tuesday, the 20th of February. Hello Shaz, hello Gwen, hello Marlene. So if you are joining live, do say hello. If you've got any questions or comments, you can leave those as we go along. As long as you are signed in, you can do that in the chat. If you're watching on replay, and I will change the heading so that it says live replay or replay live, whichever way takes my fancy at the time, then you can always ask a question in the comments, which is below the description bar. If you're not already a subscriber, you can subscribe by hitting the bell in the bottom right hand corner, and a thumbs up is always appreciated. Phew! How is everyone? It's a bit of a meh day here in, I would say, sunny Long Whittenham, but it's not sunny. So yeah, hello Leslie. So we've got people from the West Country, Shaz, North Carolina, Wisconsin and Hampshire so far. I'm going to have a quick sip of my coffee before it goes cold. Bisto. Hello Debbie, who is one of my team. So I'm using the detailed Dogwood today. This is a celebration, what I call a level 2, which means you need to spend just £90 on anything you want in the catalogue, and you can select this as one of your free item. The way it works is that for every £45 you are entitled to a free product, and if you have £90 or more you get a wider selection. Hello Mary from the Netherlands and Jan from Wheatley. Wheatley is just over the hills from me, and Jan is also a member of my team. Excuse me while it's a little chilly in here, so my nose is a little runny, but all good. Who else have we got? Penny from Australia. Hello Penny. It must be very late there. I mean, it's very early in the States and very late in Australia. So, floppy hair, I'm having it cut on Thursday, although I quite like this floppy bit, so I might ask for it just to be trimmed very slightly. Normally we have to take a great chunk off because my hair grows like a weed. Doesn't grow very long, but it grows very fast. Anywho, as we are now at 11 o'clock, I can start. Woohoo! So, we normally do 3 projects, which is what I'm doing today. Hello Sherry from Ontario. Hello Penny, it's 9 p.m. Well, so not too late. Are you East Coast or West Coast? Because it does make a difference. I mean, you could be bang slap in the middle, but I know that Perth and Sydney are not on the same time zone. I know this because I've been to Perth. I have family in Perth, or had family in Perth. They've now actually moved to Brisbane. 6 a.m. in North Carolina. Yes, you are very East Coast in North Carolina, aren't you? So let me flip the camera down and let me actually get the right one. There we go. And pop my other light on. Twist it so it doesn't reflect. Trouble with this light that I've just put on is it blocks the comments. Let's put it down a wee bit. You're from Melbourne. Okay, so you're East Coast. The weather's been dire, I gather. Anyway, so this is the detailed Dogwood. I'm going to be using just this stamp today, and I'm going to make 3 cards, but they're all going to be very different if they work out correctly. So my first one is going to be crumb cake, bubble bath on a crumb cake base. So let me grab that, and I'm going tone on tone. So let me ink up my stamp, which I have pre-mounted. I have done a dry run of this, or part of this card, so I'm just going to stamp at the top. Am I going to go? Actually, I'm going to go slightly further towards the middle. So I'm going to go there. So, hello Karen Ayres, 6 AM in New Hampshire. Eager to see what you do. I'm eager to see what I do as well. Shaz is off to the doctors. Oh, I do hope it goes well and it's positive. Right, so we have our image, and I'm just going to use some watercolour pencils because you can. So this is going to be watercolour pencils on crumb cake. I'm just using from the first selection, Morning Deborah from Michigan. And this is the original first selection, but these are all in the new version of the first selection or assortment. So I've got Daffodil Delight. Oh, I don't want Melon Mambo. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted a different one. I wanted Flirty Flamingo. Oh, which I'm sorry is from the second option. I think Melon Mambo is going to be too dark. Let me just check. Oh, actually, no, I'll stick with Melon Mambo. Then we're only using one set of watercolour pencils. It'll work. It'll just be a bit darker. So, Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Early Espresso, may or may not use that, Old Olive, and the real key to this is Whisper White. It's called Whisper White in the first selection. It may be basic white now or just white. Anywho, I'm using one of our blender pens, and I'm just going to find that to go there, then it won't reflect so badly. So the first thing I'm going to do with my blender pen, check that it's not got colour on it, is just blend out the branch. So while the ink is still a little bit movable, just go over what would be branch, and that way you don't have to colour that unless you particularly want to. Scribble out. Okay, so this is going to take a while, just warning you, so I hope you've got a good cup of tea or coffee going. The key with doing colour on colour is you need a reasonably sharp pencil so that you can get a decent amount of pigment onto the card. You need it to be really quite in your face, particularly if you're then going to blend it out, because that will dilute it. So I'm just putting Daffodil Delight in the centre of the three flowers that show a centre. Old Olive on the leaves. I'm not going to go mad with the Old Olive. I don't want them to be too solidly pigmented. I'll bring this up in a moment when I've kind of got a little bit of everything done so that you can see it. Hello, Inika. Inika is also on my team. We were hoping to be able to, which originally Inika was going to come to On Stage in Rotterdam, which isn't far from where she lives. For various reasons, she's not now able to come. And we were hoping to be able to meet up, but unfortunately, I fly in the day it starts, in the early afternoon, and it starts in the evening. And I fly into Amsterdam, so I need to get from Amsterdam to Rotterdam, which isn't far by train. And On Stage is a really solid programme. There is no or very little spare time. We've even got stuff on in the evenings. And then we finish on Saturday. I've got things planned with demonstrators who I only get to see at these sorts of events, including some from Canada, and then I fly out Sunday morning. So we haven't physically got time to meet up. So yeah, unfortunate, because it would have been nice to actually meet in person. but I've got one of my demos, one of my team coming in from Germany. She's actually American, but lives in Germany. And one flying over from the UK. A very, very old friend of mine. I knew her from when she was an egg. So she's slightly younger than me, but our parents were friends, so we've known each other for many, many years. Far too many years to mention on a live video. But yes, it would have been nice to meet up, but you just can't do everything, unfortunately. Oh, Sherry, did I know you were there? Yes, I did. Right, so that's the leaves coloured. Then for the petals, I'm going to put some Melon Mambo. I'm not going to go too mad with Melon Mambo because I was thinking Flirty Flamingo, but I want to stick to one lot of pencils. So I'm having a reasonably light touch. And then when I've done this flower, I will show you what I've done so far. And then we will start, well, I'll finish colouring everything and then we'll start blending. So I am putting down a reasonable amount of white, so because I want that to show. Now the thing with watercolour pencils, or indeed any pencil, be it just an ordinary graphite pencil or a coloured pencil, is you're getting the pigment into what they call the tooth of the card. So you don't want to put colour down and then go, didn't want that, and take it off, because you'll have dented the tooth. Dented is probably not the right word. Can I get that to focus on there? Just about. So yellow centre, white, pink, and then the old olive, and then just the grey. What's the word I'm looking for? Crumb cake. Just moved. Inika, there are lots of people on. Absolutely. But yes, I'm surprised by how many Canadian demos are coming to on stage in Rotterdam. At least I was, until I looked at the distance between certainly East Coast Canada and Rotterdam versus East Coast Canada and Texas. It's quite a long way from the East Coast to Texas. Or from the East Coast of Canada to Texas. It is, yeah. So I can sort of understand that if you fancy coming to Europe anyway, why wouldn't you combine it with onstage? So I am looking forward to seeing quite a few of my Canadian friends in Rotterdam. So this is why I say it does take quite a while to do this, but once we've got all the colour down, it will go with well, it'll be quick. Quicker, should I say. Now I have no idea what colour Blossom is on a Dogwood. I should remember, because we had a Dogwood, although I think they're all different. We had a Dogwood at our house in West London. It kind of took over the garden, so we dug it out, or we thought we'd dug it out. Our next door neighbours ended up with it, because it's one of those plants that puts shoots out from its roots, and as it was against our fence, it was a no-brainer that it was going to end up in their garden. So we were fine. We had no dogwood in our garden. They had quite a lot. I don't think they mind, or minded, should I say. Oh no, Shaz, not bad news. How many of you flying into Amsterdam? How many of who? UK demos or my team? I don't know is the answer. I'm flying in with a friend, and we're really looking forward to going on the train. We're both train geeks. But I think there are going to be quite a few on the same flight. We just won't know until we get there. It seems to be quite a popular flight to go on, because it's from Heathrow. It's an easy flight for a lot of people. So I have no doubt there will be a bit of a girly gaggle on the train between Rotterdam and Amsterdam, or vice versa. But yeah, we're really looking forward to going on the train. We're both train geeks. So, but my friend is in my uplines team, so she and I are sisters, sidelines, whatever you want to call it. We meet regularly. So about every 6 to 8 weeks we meet up and just chew the cud. But it's so easy to get from Schiphol to Rotterdam. I've done one of my first on stages was in Amsterdam, and getting around was just so easy because the train station is like literally just below the airport. It was simples. So yes, I'm expecting half of the UK Stampin' Up demo ship to be on the same flight as ours. So far they haven't cancelled the flight. We should be in that window now where they won't. 3 of you are going by train. What a great idea. Oh, thank you, Inika. I think they're all right because another Dutch demo is telling us how to do all the travel and stuff, and she hasn't mentioned that there's any problems, and I think she would have done. But we can always check online. Right, so clean blender pen. And I'm going to start with the leaves because they're kind of easy, and I'm literally just making sure that I've got the whole of the leaf covered. So just simply moving the pigment around. Hello, Jan. Yeah, Jan likes trains too. I don't. Whenever I think of the US, I don't think of trains. I think Canada has quite a few trains, but the US is more coach orientated. I know you do have trains, but I get the feeling it's not a big thing like it is in Europe. It's huge, and by Europe I'm including the UK. Right, so let's scribble that off. I'm going to do the yellow next. And scribble, and then I'm going to move the pink into the white so we get a bit of a blend going. And then we're pretty much done, because I'm quite happy for there to be a more solid white, but I will go and move some of the white into the pink, and in fact I may add some extra white. about you as well. So I'm just gonna, in fact, let's do it this way, because you can pick up white or any colour from your pencil and just add it in. So it's a bit of a softer look. Just remember, you are possibly going to have to clean off your pencil before you use it in anger again, because it may have picked up some of the colour from the blender pen. There we go. Oh, it's warm. Right, so that is our finished colouring. Will you focus, please? It's not going to. Pooh. Oh, bless you, Shaz. I hope everything goes well. So, now one of these has definitely got glue in, and it's this one. So I've got a bubble bath layer and a crumb cake base for my crumb cake top layer. Oops. Come on. There we go. Let's fold my card base. So this is just half a sheet of card. So whether you're in North America and you've got letter size card, or the rest of the world where we have international A4, that's all it is. So that's that. Got to have an embellishment, obviously. Might even have to have a liner, if I can find some card to make a liner out of. There we go. Should have thought about liners before I started. Right. Okay. What have we got? No. Oh, I don't know actually. Possible. I know those are meant to be bubble bath, but they just don't do it for me as far as bubble bath is concerned. Oh, I know what I've got. I know what I've got. Although they're not in there, they're somewhere else. Bear with. Oh no, they are in there. I'm in the middle of doing quite a few recorded tutorials. And I know I was using these for one of those. So, these are bubble bath. These are the rainbow adhesive back dots. They are from the new mini and are part of the Lighter Than Air suite. And they are all sorts of colours, including bubble bath. Don't really want you stuck all the way up there, thank you. I have the little baby one tucked in there. So that's our nice 3 effect. Let me just cut this, and then we may even do some more stamping on the inside. I know, it's just amazing that I should possibly be stamping on the inside. of a card. Oh, bless. That's kind of everyone. Yeah, I'm really worried about Shaz and Karen. Shaz is hopefully coming to on stage. So, with her amazingly lovely upline. The lovely Ruth, who I haven't seen for a while, so we'll be looking forward to seeing her. It's going to be interesting seeing what the new style on stage actually looks like. Right, where are we? 25 past. We're doing well. Okay, so I'm going to do a real kind of cheat with this. I mean, it's not. It's perfectly legitimate. So I've got my very long block and my dotty dots, although that doesn't look terribly square, that looks better. Right, bubble bath. Bubble bath ink. So let's see what this looks like full strength. Oh, that's fine. Never sure if it's going to be really over inked or not, and the answer is not. Okay, so I want to line this up. Let's pop that there, and then this can go there. Parfait. Okay, so pop that onto my card base. I think I'm getting close to needing to put a refill in my seal. There we go. So that's card numero uno. Now all of the cards are going to have the same layout. They're just all going to be different in some way or another. Let me grab my cleaner. And the reason I'm doing this is really to show you that you can use the same design, and if just changing what you're using will change the look. So obviously you could put a sentiment on here. This is the sort of card which I would leave like this. There is room for a sentiment. I can put the sentiment on. Oh, thank you, Gwen. I can put the sentiment on when I know what I need the card for. So next up, I'm going black and I'm going gold. Now I know in North America that the embossing powders are currently out of stock. We're changing manufacturer apparently, so they didn't quite get their maths right. So we're changing manufacturer with the new catalogue, and they didn't quite get their maths right in the US about, or in North America, about how many packs of embossing powder they'd sell between now and the end of the catalogue. So it's currently unavailable in North America. It's low inventory. I think both the basics and the metallics are low inventory in Europe. I don't know about South Pacific. Right. Okie dokie. So spoon. Get rid of that. And now there is the Embossing Essentials kit, which has the dish to do this into. I had already got my embossing powders in boxes by the time that came out, so thanks Stampin' Up, but I mean I have got the Embossing Essentials, don't get me wrong, but I like just dabbling it straight from one pot into another. Right, okay. What do I need? My heat tool, that's what I need. So heat tool, need to warm that up. Thank you, Marlene. I've got my ceramic tweezers to hold everything in place. And because I've got the glass mat, it's heat resistant, so it's all good. Don't need my cheese board anymore. Love doing this. Okay, so that is that. Once it's cool, I'm going to come in with what in the US is a Swiffer cloth, and in the UK I've managed to find something similar with... See you soon, Marlene. I managed to find something similar some time ago, I have to say, in Waitrose. Other stores are available, but this is their own brand, and it just gets all the dust off. So once the powder is set and not going to move, you can take off the excess embossing buddy just with a cloth. So let me grab, I'm going to use tear and tape this time to stick. So this is going to be really quite a quick card. The next one will be a little bit longer. Oops. So the reason I'm using tear and tape, you could use Seal Plus, is I need a really good strong adhesive for my next layer. I also need a really good strong adhesive to make sure that I flatten out the slightly, but only slightly warped card. Doing it onto a surface such as the glass mat does mean you're less likely to get warping. So let's make sure that is well and truly adhered. And this is that All That Glitters paper from the annual catalogue, and it's in gold. I've gutted it because then I can use the middle bit for something else. Waste not, want not. So let's remove our tear and tape papers. Ooh. Right, so press that down everywhere that I possibly can. Then I've got a basic black card base. And then I'm going to stick this on with liquid adhesive because again I want to make sure that it's well and truly stuck. I am going to use more glue than I would normally use, again because I've heat embossed, so it's going to be a little bit wibbly wobbly. Yes, that's the right way up. Now I'm just going to grab my humongous block and pop that on the back of that for a little while whilst I decide which embellishment I'm going to use, because we've got to have embellishment. So what have we got in here? I could use those, but maybe not. What have we got that we can use? No. I just want something gold. You would think we would have. Oh, that might work. You would think we'd have. Oh, that's what I need. That's what I need. So, brushed metallic, adhesive backed dots. And I'm going to do exactly the same pattern. So, large, small, large. And we need something for the inside. Hello, Brenton. Hello, Nora. Brenton's just won an award for makeup and hair. I think I'm right in saying makeup and hair. So, yeah. Right, liner. What colour shall I do the liner? Black seems too meh. Did I clean that? Apparently I did. Black card on a black card is equal to a mourning card. Well, yes, can be, or it can just be really chic. But I do hear where your mum's coming from. I'm actually going to go basic grey because I don't want anything quite as black, and basic grey kind of does that for me. So in much the same way as before, I'm just lining up my card on my scratch paper. And let's go there. And it's dark but not black. Does that make sense? It's not straight either, but hey. There we go. Seal. Sadly, picking up on Inika's mother's comment about black cards, sadly, I was at a funeral last Monday, not yesterday, but last week, of a really great guy. He was a really, really good dancer. He danced with a Cossack dance group. Not that he was Cossack, but dance style. And he also did Saxon and Viking reenactment. And he was younger than me. And sadly had esophageal cancer, which is often not diagnosed until it's too late. And then next Thursday, I'm going down to Cornwall for my father's youngest sister's funeral. And I mean youngest as in she was older than my father. 96, bless her. Don't know why I've just put that away. Never mind. Anyway, so yes, one does occasionally need stuff. So there we are. There is the finished black on gold card. So, final card, we are bringing in a reasonable amount of colour. We've got, now, the colour is an interesting thing. We have colour coaches on our demonstrator website, and I was looking at colours to use with Pool Party. And as a combination, they've suggested Pool Party, Fresh Freesia and Orchid Oasis. Colours I would never have put together, but do somehow work. So there we go. Blame Stamping Up. So first thing I'm going to do is that. Second thing I'm going to do is put on a glove, because we're going to do some blending. Thank you, Gwen. 4 weeks into your new job. Oh, Brenton, how exciting. Still nursing? Or something with more sociable hours? Thank you, Sherry. So, Orchid Oasis ink, a clean blending brush, and I do know you can blend straight off the glass, but I don't want to have to do the cleanup at this precise moment, so, you know, we're going for the easy option. Thank you, Karen. Slightly over inked up there, but that's fine, we can deal with that. Now it will dry back a wee bit because this is going on wet, and I will be drying it before I do my next stage, and you'll understand why in a moment. I love black with a pop of something. Black with something like Melon Mambo, or when we had it, Polished Pink. I was trying to think what we called it. So on the subject of which, it's almost like I planned it, I didn't. So we have Celebration until the 29th of the month. We have an extra day of Celebration because it's leap year. So, retiring ink colours. Can I just say, if you like, phlebotomist. Oh, I know phlebotomist. I knew it was something medical. But you used to work shifts, I think, didn't you, Brenton? So, yes, if you like the ink colours, which, let's face it, these are nice, bright, definite ink colours, please, if you want to stock up on any of the ink colour things, do it now during Celebration. So then you can earn free product whilst you're stocking up. Right, I am going to come over the middle as well, just to get a slightly more subtle blend. That needs a bit more there, because that's a bit of a hole. It looks very much more definite on film than it does in person, just saying. And can you see I've got almost no ink left on my brush? Which is kind of the state you want to be in when you finish. I mean, you don't have to, but it just means that you've used all your ink. Oh no! Inika, that's not good. Decent hours, excellent. 7:30 earliest, finishing time 1700, so 5 p.m. Good, that makes perfect sense. Waiting list, Inika, yeah. My husband needs a referral for pre-glaucoma. It's not glaucoma, it's pre-glaucoma. And he's got an appointment already. It's not until October. So I can probably take that. I'll leave it on for the moment. This has 2 speeds, 1 and 2. So 1 is basically for drying, and I'm just going to give it a quick blast. other side as well. So I'm using speed 1, which is the drying speed. Now I can take this off. Pop that back where it came from. Okay, so embossing buddy. And I'm going to be really quite generous just in case I didn't get all of that ink dried. Stamp, ink, and this time white embossing powder. And again, we're going slightly down from centre. Load, aim, fire. Yeah, I ended up with, it looked like I was a bit of a junkie. I used to give blood regularly until they decided they didn't like it because I'd had breast cancer. But yeah, you can see where the needles have been in. Fortunately, I had a port when I was doing chemo, so didn't end up with too many scars on my arm. They managed to blow all my veins with the test prior to that. When they came to look at my arm for chemo, they kind of went, yeah, that's not going to happen. I kid you not, I was black and blue from the start of my fingers right the way up until, about 6 inches short of my armpit. But about 5 inches up from my elbow, just blown because of all the blood tests they'd taken and stuff. My particular favourite was when I had my CT scan and they went in there. The language was interesting, let it be said. Right, okay, so now I'm using number 2 on my heat tool. Come on. I've never had this happen before. For some reason it's not melting. Oh, there we go. Obviously wasn't up to temperature. That, and again I'm going to wait until it's set and then go in with my Swiffer or Swiffer equivalent and get rid of any spare dust. There we go. And can you see that it still looks darker on camera than it does in real life, but it is drying back now. So, let's bring in our slightly bizarre colour scheme. Thank you, Stampin' Up, for that one. So let's pop that there for the moment. And again, I'm going to use quite a generous amount of ink. And I'll be using quite a generous amount of ink on both layers, because this is going to crinkle the bubble gum a little, sorry, bubble bath a little. No, it's not bubble bath, it's fresh freesia. What am I talking about? Not bubble bath. Did I say it was bubble bath? I meant fresh freesia. Oh, bless you, Inika. And Gwen. So, fold the card base. So, as I say, the idea behind today was make the same card 3 times to show how just changing your product changes the look of the card. So sometimes we go, oh, I need a card, but that's the wrong colour. Just make the same card again. And of course we will need an embellishment, and this time I do know which embellishment I want. Question is whether I can find it. So again, while I'm delving, I'm going to flatten. So, oh, bless you. Hello, bee. So let's see, what have we got? That's rhino. Don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. That's what I want. So these are the retiring in colour iridescent pearls. What do they call them? 22 to 24 in colour pearls. These are the Orchid Oasis, including the flying one. I'll preload that. So while this is still flattening, I'm going to do my liner. Turn that over, I think. And I'm going to grab Fresh Freesia. Oh, which I've got out. Where's Fresh Freesia? There we are. So Fresh Freesia ink pad. Stupidly put away the stamp. So just going to check. Yep, that's all right. So straight, maybe not straight. Oh, thank you, Sherry. It is a beautiful stamp, Inika. Beautiful, beautiful stamp. Didn't do a particularly good job of stamping that. It's not, I didn't ink it properly is the problem. Right, so let's get rid of that. That's going to go straight in bin because it's healthy. So, let's see what that's looking like. Reasonably flat. Not straight, but reasonably flat. Can't have everything, Yuille. Right, so again, not completely flat, but it's fine. So, 1, 2, 3. So, literally all exactly the same layout, but 3 very different looks. No, I wouldn't either, Penny. This is what I got from on the demo website. There is this colour coach, which I have actually printed out. And I was looking at Pool Party. Let me find Pool Party. Where are you? No, that's... I did have to reprint some of these because they didn't work quite right. So I was looking for Pool Party. Here we go, Pool Party. And it's got, as colour combo, Pool Party, Orchid Oasis and Fresh Freesia. Who would think? But it actually works. I do think having not too much of the Fresh Freesia is the way to go. But there you are. So those are my cards for the day. 1 layout, 3 cards, 3 very different looks. So there we go. Right, let me flip the camera back up to say farewell. Thank you, Brenton. So, thank you so much for watching today. If you've enjoyed it, a thumbs up is always appreciated. If you don't already subscribe, do remember to do that in the bottom right-hand corner. And then you can hit the alert bell and you will be sent emails for when I go live. Although I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. UK time. So you could just set your alarm clock. Thank you very much indeed. Have a great rest of your day. Those of you who are going through any sort of ailment, I do hope that sorts itself out and you are in my thoughts and prayers. So thank you very much indeed. And thank you, Nora. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Mary. So thank you very much indeed. I will see you again next week. Simple Stamping Saturday on Saturday. Thank you, Karen. Bye for now.